Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to the Boardman Civic Association's 33rd Annual Academic Achievement Awards. I'm Mark Luke. I'm a member of the Civic Association. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be here. In 1990, Elaine Mancini, Judge Joseph Hauser with us here this evening, and Dr. Bob Johnson organized and led the effort to start this Academic Achievement Dinner and Scholarship Awards. It's been continuing and flourishing for 33 years. We thank you for joining us this evening to celebrate the academic achievements of our Boardman resident students. At this time, we ask you to rise for a Pledge of Allegiance and an invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for prayer. Father, we thank you so much for this day that you've given us. We thank you, Lord, for the blessing of children. And we thank you, Lord, for these young men and women that we recognize today. You have truly blessed our community with them. And we thank you for them and ask for your blessing and hand to be upon them in these days, months, and years to come as they continue to pursue their goals and as they continue to pursue their passions in life. We thank you that we have this opportunity to come here tonight to set some time aside to recognize their achievements. We thank you for the food that we're about to receive and ask that you would bless it to our bodies. In your holy name, amen.
Amen. Please be seated. You may have heard that I already violated the first rule because my phone was sitting up here and I didn't have it turned off and it dinged during the invocation. So if you would do so also, I'm going to turn my ringer off there as well. One of our traditions at these dinner meetings is to recognize those who have served in a military capacity in our country. So if those of you who have served in the military, would you please stand or raise your hand that we may recognize you? Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. We won't have these awards tonight without scholarship, contributions, and sponsors, and part of your program on the inside is a listing of those people. At some point this evening or after you take it home, if you would look at those people and take a moment to review the generosity of the people and the companies and businesses that are listed there. So at this time, we will ask a member of the catering staff to release you from your tables for dinner. We hope you enjoy the food and fellowship, and we will be back with you in a few minutes. Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to our Boardman Civic Association Academic Achievement Dinner. I trust you had a good dinner, good fellowship. Let's thank a la carte catering for that wonderful meal. We also have with us here this evening, we're so pleased at every one of our events to partner with the Boardman Schools Television Network, commonly known as BSTN. They bring students and advisors out, they tape these, they put them on their YouTube channel. The children get great experience. And I'll tell you, we hear back from people who go to college and come back and say, the studio at college is not as nice as the one at Boardman High School. So it's really very impressive that they do all that good work. So advisors joining us here this evening are Amy Radinovic and Joe Hollabaugh. And students with us are Michael Misel, Kelsey McCallum, Dereon Daly, Donnie Barkey, and Lucy Rhodes. Thank you for joining us tonight. We have a few guest introductions. You'll meet President Dan Segul of our Boardman Civic Association in a minute here. We do have some representatives from education. From the Boardman School Board tonight, we have Jeff Barone and Vicki Davis. Thank you. And our Boardman School Superintendent, Mr. Tim Saxton, as well. Thank you, Tim. Also joining us is Mahoney County Area Court Judge Joseph Hauser. Judge. And Mahoney County Probate Court Judge Robert Rusu. Judge. I just want to take a minute. Boardman Civics is a really good organization. And we get along so well almost all the time. We had a bit of a controversy recently I feel I should be sharing with all of you, members and guests that are here tonight. Our organization has a brochure that we've been using for many years that was created by someone in the room this evening who thought it was a pretty good publication from just some amateur on desktop publishing. So we have a new board member joined us about a year ago, McKenna. She's a professional in advertising and marketing, and she took it upon herself to design a really nice, flashy new brochure and brought it to our last board meeting and summarily dismissed the one that I had created and told us how great hers was. She's not wrong, hers is great. So we had some fun discussing that in the meeting, and she laid down the gauntlet and said, well, we'll let the people decide. So this evening, you'll see a brochure on your table, the one that I created. McKenna's not even here tonight. I'm just throwing that out there. She's a coach, she's coaching lacrosse at Moody High School, so she couldn't be here tonight. But she laid down the gauntlet, I accepted it. I'm not saying that there wouldn't be candy taped to hers or stapled to hers, but there are to mine. So feel free to vote this evening by taking those with you, and then we'll see what the tally has. So I feel like they'll have a little fun organization, and McKenna's terrific, and I wish she was here tonight because I would love to tease her in person, but I'll do it at our next board meeting. So that's my pleasure this time to introduce the president of our Boardman Civic Association for a few comments, Mr. Dan Segul.
Some of us have a little more difficulty letting go than others. Let it go, Mark. It'll be okay. McKenna put a QR code in there, so if you wanted to apply for membership, you could just use a QR code. Afterwards, someone can explain Mark what a QR code is. Well, I'm so glad to be with you all tonight, and thank you for coming out. What a great night, and what a great opportunity for us to be together. I wanted to take a moment, first of all, to recognize our officers and our board of directors who are here. Obviously, you've already met Mark. Mark is our secretary and been doing a great job in that role for many years for Boardman Civic Association, and it seems like
Whenever there's something going on in Boardman, Mark is involved in it in one way or the other. Our Vice President, Meg Harris, does so much for this event, so much for every event in organizing and getting things ready, and we appreciate her. And Jeff Barone is our treasurer, and he does a great job making sure that everything works out from a numbers standpoint, and he would be happy to take your check if you want to write him a check tonight. A number of our board members are here, at least the ones that I saw. I saw Marty Bushy is out there, Karen McCallum in the back there, the queen of Boardman Park, Kathy McNabb Welsh, and Tim Saxton. And is there anybody that I missed, a board member that I missed? Okay, well, we're glad to have them all here tonight. Let me tell you just a little bit about Boardman Civic Association. You can see on the back of your flyer, there's a little bit of information there, and I'm not going to read that word for word, but I will read word for word that we were established in June of 1950 to promote the general welfare and development of Boardman. We are a civic organization. We are civic-minded. We receive members that have concern and want to support the Boardman community in whatever way they can do so. And so we look at it from a number of standpoints. First of all, we like to keep track of business development and encourage business development in our community. And that might be through some of our events, allowing people to network and build relationships, but we also will recognize each year different construction projects that happen in our community. We want to recognize people who are willing to invest in our community. Over the last number of years, we have also taken up a role in helping to educate our electorate. And we do this through hosting a candidates and issues forum. We always do one in the fall, and depending upon when there's years where there's a lot of contested primaries, we may do one in the spring from time to time as well. We feel it's really important to have an informed electorate, and that when you go to the ballot, you've taken some time to learn about the candidates that are out there. So we have a forum. It's not a debate. We're not there for knockdown and drag out. We're there to learn what candidates are proposing to do in our community here in Boardman, here in Mahoning County, and here in the state. So that is one thing that we do. And then, as I mentioned before, we have the Community Service Awards. So I wanted to give you the dates for those events, because we'd love for you to be able to attend those events and be part of our team. The Candidates and Issues Forum will be on September 18th, so a little over a month before the election. And the Community Service Awards program will be on October 16th. And again, if you are interested in membership in Boardman Civic Association, there is a wonderful brochure on your table, along with a sweet treat, and you can detach the insert and fill that out by hand and put a stamp on an envelope and mail it, okay? Or,
There's no QR code on it?
yes, or you can go to our website, Boardman Civic Association, and you can apply for membership right on the website. So whichever way you'd like to do it, we'll be happy to receive you as a member either way. Before I close, I just wanted to mention about this event, because this is the main push of what we do as Boardman Civic Association in supporting our students. And that ties into the other things we do. I talked about encouraging business development in our community, in recognizing people who make investment in our community. Well, our feeling is if we're not recognizing our students that are in our community, then the future of those two other things is not going to be impacted. And we want to be able to impact our students that work so hard in our community. And so that's why we're doing this tonight. The fundraising that we do, it all goes towards scholarships. There are a few other small things that we do, but probably 80 to 90% of all the fundraising we do is towards scholarships for students in our community. I can tell you that the process of going through those applications is probably one of the most difficult things that we do. We would like to award more scholarships than what we are awarding tonight. Every student that is here is very deserving, but there are also a number of very deserving students that aren't here. And we have some wonderful students within our community. We're proud of all of them, and it is very difficult. It is very difficult to, especially when you get down to maybe those last 2 or 3 decisions, to try to make a decision, but we have to. So we had money for 8 scholarships this year, and I can tell you that, that 9th and 10th and 11th person, they're very deserving. So we're proud of all of our students, but it is really our pleasure to have you 8 young people here with us tonight. It is our pleasure to recognize you here tonight. So I'm going to turn things back over to Mark, who is going to introduce our speaker for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Our keynote speaker this evening is Dr. Kelly Lynn Wilkinson, Dean and Professor at the Williamson College of Business at Youngstown State University. After a nationwide search, Dr. Wilkinson was appointed to the position of Dean at the Williamson College of Business Administration, starting in that role on February 1st, 2022. At that time, they released a press release that said the following: Dr. Wilkinson brings experience and a proven track record of success in higher education administration, which will be invaluable as we continue to implement our strategic plan. She will be an excellent match for the Williamson College and a strong asset to the college, university, and community. Dr. Wilkinson earned a bachelor's degree in accounting and a master's degree in business education from Arkansas State University. She further earned a PhD in business education, vocational education, from the University of Missouri, Columbia. Prior to Youngstown State University, Dr. Wilkinson served on the faculty at Indiana State University as director of the Center for Instruction, Research, and Technology, and then as chair of the Department of Management Information Systems and Business Education as associate dean. She previously was an assistant professor of learning, teaching, and curriculum at the University of Missouri and as assistant professor of technology support and training at Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Dr. Wilkinson boasts a long list of published academic articles and book chapters, regional and national scholarly presentations, and university, community, and professional leadership activities and awards. She is a native of Arkansas. Her family includes her husband, Rick, who's joining us here this evening, 4 children and 4 grandchildren. So by way of Pocahontas High School in Pocahontas, Arkansas, let us please welcome our keynote speaker, Dr. Kelly Wilkinson.
All right, wow. And I have to tell you that my husband is from the area, and that he is a graduate of Howland High School in Warren. And has been the reason why when we moved here, they were, they reading all of this, and people are going, yeah. And then all of a sudden they were like, and her husband from Warren, and everybody went, what? She's from, what high school did you go to? It is something about this area you have. So I threw in, I'm from Pocahontas High School. Disney made a movie about it. So, and I appreciate what your organization does, because one of the things that I wanted to kind of hit on is lifelong learning. And your organization exemplifies that with your scholarships and teaching others and informing others about politics in a civilized manner. So I think that is important, because let's just start being civilized. Let's just start a trend. And let's start with you, because y'all are doing it well. Raise your hands if you're the 8 students. I need to see you. Awesome. Because really, I'm not just talking to you, but I am talking to you because, well, I work at Youngstown State, and I'd love for you to come to my college. We'll talk later. So I will find you. Because this is such a great time to be a student. We were talking earlier about being in the 70s and 80s, and in college, and it was usually one job. And you got the one job, and it was like, yes. Guys, it's not that way now. I have students, it's not what job, it's which job, which career path. And the opportunities are endless. I had a student that had 6 job offers. 6! I haven't had that in a lifetime. And it just speaks to the effort he put into his work. So I'm going to speak to you about transition and choices, because we're in spring, I think, and students are graduating. You're graduating from high school, and your families are looking at what are my decisions for the future. And even our college students, this is finals week for us. We graduate on Saturday. And so that same, energy of what's going on, the excitement of new. And so what I wanted to remind people as you're making changes is that learning is defined as moving from comfortable to uncomfortable. And it's okay. I'm going to repeat that. Learning is defined as moving from comfortable to uncomfortable. Because I tell my faculty, I tell my students, if you don't do anything, you learn nothing. If you don't do anything, you learn nothing. And so you have to think about that. So I'm going to provide you a few things, because I'm from the South, and we like to have sayings and stuff like that. And you may have picked up of a slight accent. And I will probably say all of y'all several times, just letting you know. And that is the plural for y'all. And it's in the dictionary. So just letting you know. So let me give you, guys, scholarship winners, let me give you a couple of things to think about wherever you go to college. I hope it's Youngstown State. But anyway, this was from a mentor of mine who who came in and did executive dining experiences with my college students. He actually was a mentor. He owned his own businesses. He was a commercial interior design business. And his one thing he did, so put it on your hard drive in your head, is that always have something to write down things. And I noticed, even if it's your phone, my phone, I have a note because I still have to write. I have a note thing that helps me write. But anyway, he always said, somebody's going to say something that you're going to want to remember. And so as a result, I always have paper and pen. And the one thing he said that struck me, and it's true, you can never know too many people. I'll repeat that again. You can never know too many people. So look around your table. Do you know everybody at the table? I just met Dan. Nice guy. We found out that my husband and they have common acquaintances, and this was in 30 minutes or less. So making those connections are the secret to success in life. And it's fun. It's fun. I'm from Arkansas. I'm a Mizzou grad, and I'm a hardcore Mizzou grad, and I already know people at Youngstown State that we were in college together at the same time. That's what makes life fun. It also makes finding careers and all of that much, much easier. Your path is. So before you leave, introduce yourself to a couple of people. It's not the most comfortable, but once you get to doing it, you'll be perfect at it. Number 2, if you have an opportunity, take it. If you have an opportunity, take it. Don't say no immediately. You may have the adventure of a lifetime. I'm going to have to tell you, I had to call my mom and my family and tell them I was moving to Youngstown. Yeah, the silence was there too. Silence was there. And they said, why? I said, because the opportunity was there. It was a great college. I was going to get to work with fantastic students. The building is great. Yes, students, I have a phenomenal building. Come by and see it. And it was the chance to take it. And I have not regretted it once. And sometimes you have to take those risks. If somebody asks you to study abroad, out of my 8, have you thought about that? Take it. It changes your life. If you had told me I had an opportunity to go to China, if you had told me, well, you're going to go to, would you like to go to China? Maybe. Best thing I ever did. So remember, those opportunities are those chances of a lifetime. So if somebody says, why don't you come to this club and meet some of the students? Why don't you join us? Will you help us run a campaign? Do it. Because it broadens. Remember, you can never know too many people. It goes back to the first one. And so that's important. All right. I'm going to ask you a question. Are there dumb questions? Yes or no? Yes, there is. It's the one you didn't ask. It's the one you didn't ask. This is your education. This is you're mapping out your education, your future. You ask questions. Can I double major? Can I do this? Will I have the opportunity? Ask. It's your life. It's your life. Because in the whole scheme of things, people come and go in your life. Stuff comes and goes, cars, phones, whatever. But in reality, the education is the one investment in you that no one can take away. No one can. And I can't think of anything that is that way. Education is yours. So keep that in mind. Ask the questions. It's your money, it's your time, it's your future. So, and I have faculty that said, I just love for students to ask questions. They're waiting for you. They're waiting for you to ask a question. Employers would rather you ask questions because why would they want you to ask questions? What are you telling them? You have an interest. You want to know something more. Because when somebody asks a question about you, they're going, I need to know more about you. And then you have a friend. You have a connection. You have a network. And so that's important. So as you start your journey to college and eventually to a career, I also want to share a couple of things also things you may want to pack in your college bag, if you will. One of the things that it's really interesting, so I know I have students that go, how do I know if my major is what I want to do? Well, I won't ask anybody to raise their hands, but I'm guessing there are several in here that are not in the career they started out to and when they chose their major as a freshman. Mine was nursing. The world's safer with me not being a nurse. Much safer. It was chemistry that got me. But then I went into business and I thought, oh my gosh. Because I was one of those that said I couldn't do math. I don't, because there is no bad math gene, you know that. There's no such thing as that. You may have to learn it differently, which was me. When I put a dollar sign in front of a number, it was like, boom, I get it. Give me statistics. I actually took extra classes in grad school and may have shared that with my math teacher from high school, but just saying. But the fact is, I learned it because I had to learn a different way. Quoting Dr. Phil, he said, how's that working for you? If you keep doing it over and over, I still study, and well, maybe you have to do it differently. And that's what worked for me. But I reached out for help. And there's nothing wrong with that. What it did is it made me figure out how I learned better. And so that was important to me. So anyway, I want to kind of wrap some of this up. I want to share with you a list from my friend Denny of 5 qualities or things you don't have to have an education to have. You don't have to have a prereq for this. But it will make you successful in your path to graduation in high school and in college and in your career. But you don't have to have a college credit for it. You don't have to buy it, but you have to practice it. Number 1, be coachable. Now, I didn't say be teachable. I said be coachable. What does a coach do? He takes you where you are and then says, why don't you tweak things? He or she gives you feedback. She provides, maybe you should do it this way. Listen to feedback. People give you feedback because they care and they want to share. If I didn't care or share, why would I waste my time? Because time is important. Time, and I hear, a lot of times now we say, I'll rather give money than time. Here, take some money. Because time's finite. So, be coachable. Another thing that you don't have to have an education to have is effort. Don't be the person that somebody wants. I want them on my team because I know that they'll finish me to the end. You know those people that you Some of us at work go, oh, I know if so-and-so's going to be on my team, I've got extra work to do. Don't be that person, because they won't take you out to dinner either. If you're going to work hard, you want to share that reward with them. And people who share reward put forth effort. And again, you have a network, you have a friend, you have that person that you keep, your network builds. The third of the 5 qualities is passion. Have a passion. And a passion for it, for work. Not every day at work is great. Not every day is. But when the days are awesome and you can go and think, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do. Listen, I've not left college. I mean, I went to college and I practiced accounting in Georgia for several years, ended up back in Arkansas, and I had to make some decisions. I was a single mom and living with my parents, had a degree, and my parents go to grad school. And so I started. And then I lived in a trailer because grad school is expensive, and I was a mom. And then my faculty mentor went, because I was going to be a high school teacher, and he said, before you do that, will you apply? Let's apply to some PhD programs. I'm not going to show you an ad. And so I did. And surprisingly, and for me, they wanted me. And so I went in. I moved 6 hours away, didn't know a soul, and met people. I did opportunities. I did exactly what I said, because I would have been alone. I will tell you, there was one point when they dropped me off, and I'm an adult here, and I thought, I am so lucky I'm living in an apartment because I can hear people. But we made it. My best friends come there. It's where I met my husband. So I picked up a degree and a spouse. And we've been together 25 years. So it's important. But I found my passion in its education. And we've talked about it, my husband and I talked about it. We both prefer teaching in institutions that are where we can make a difference in the community, because that's where our passions lie. In changing families, changing generational poverty. That was something by getting somebody through college. Because we've learned a lot in working in institutions like, guys, there are parents who take student loans from their children and use it. And the students pay back a student loan they never had. That happens. Or their Pell Grants, the check goes straight to the parent, and the students don't have the money to buy books. We've seen that. I've also seen students come out of that and rise above it, have a great degree, and come back and say, what can I do to help? Because they knew it was about the gift of giving. All right, 2 more real quick. Work ethic. Work ethic beats good grades every day. I hate to say that, but we have seen over the years everybody wanted to have A students, and then we found out A students don't really talk to you. And so we want people that can communicate and all. So actually most scholarships now, we interview, because we want to know that people can communicate. It's about networking. And so we want, and we want people who have the passion of giving back to the community. So the work ethic does mean something. And then the one other one that I added was preparation. You do have to prepare for college or for education. It doesn't just happen through osmosis, but it does happen a lot of times in sitting down in our atrium and chatting with other students. Always keep your ears open. That's going to be how you find out about a job. Or one of your college friends will call you and say, you know, we've got an opening and I thought of you. They wouldn't have thought of you if they didn't know you. But you have to be prepared. Are you prepared to take on that opportunity? Are you prepared to be different than you are when you started? You're going to be different. It's okay. Different's fine. Are you prepared? Well, for some lack of sleep, maybe. Yeah, some of us are going, yes, more than others. Are you, because it is different. And I know you've had, say, I had college credit in high school. That's great. But when you're in the college class, it is different. And you've got different things pulling at you. So be prepared for making decisions and asking for help and asking questions. These qualities are noticeable in people. Faculty notice. It is amazing because faculties will go, do you know so-and-so? No, he is amazing. Do you know we were just talking about, we had Penguin, you may have heard about it on TV, we had Penguin Shark Tank last week. And Penguin Shark Tank, we had 8 students that were pitching their businesses. I said 8 students, undergrads, that were pitching their business. One, and the foundation, it was being sponsored by a foundation. It was a really cool event. And one it's called Heroes and Tiaras. She provides Disney characters and all to birthday parties and runs birthday parties. And she now has 14 employees, and she's my student worker. I don't know where she works that one in, but she's going to graduate in a year, and she is phenomenal. She has a business plan. She's running a business. Her grandparents are her employees. Now, 3 of them were taking, I wouldn't say trash, but different materials and making jewelry, buttons, other pieces of art. And it was so amazing that the foundation was there, and one of the girls who needed a new sewing machine, a commercial sewing machine, and they had to pitch it. They had to tell what they were going to spend the money on and everything else. They were already engaged. The foundation was going to buy her sewing machine because they were so impressed, and they're like, bring it on. I was impressed. I can tell you at 21, that was not where I was. So there are so much opportunity to be. So in closing, I just want to tell you, congratulations. Enjoy it. Be ready for college. College is going to be great. Like I said, I never left. But the fact of the matter is, you think about knowing people, meeting people, going up and shaking a hand. Because the executives I know, if they told you to give them a card and email them, their expectation was you're to email them, or they wouldn't have told you. So take advantage of those opportunities. They're there. Sometimes they're not as out there as you think they are, but they're there. And you'll be amazed. I can't wait to see what you're doing, and congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Wilkinson. Those are wonderful words. Lots of them. I wrote down several key pieces there that you talked about. And you talked about people, opportunity, and ask, right? Maybe one of you or a few of you knew Dr. Wilkinson. I did not, but we had an idea to reach out to her and to call her. So guess what? You're a person we didn't know. We took the opportunity and we asked. And it came together, and you're here tonight. And so the circles of influence run together in life, and it's wonderful. Thank you very much for that. A penguin shark tank sounds a little dangerous for the penguins. I'm not sure, but that could work out, I guess. And apparently it did.
Not a lot of blood loss.
Oh, good. Well, Pocahontas High School did you well, so thank you very much for this evening. And it's really neat that your husband is from Warren, coming full circle and coming back here as well. So thank you. So now we come to our presentation of students. The criteria to be invited to submit an application for the Academic Achievement Awards and our scholarships are a 2023 graduate, taking that on faith, being a Boardman resident, and also have a grade point average of 3.5 or above. We received 59 applications from students who met the criteria, representing Boardman High School, Cardinal Mooney, Ursuline, and Valley Christian High Schools. Applications were filled with academic, athletic, school and community involvement, and work experiences. When I invite you to come forward to accept your award, we ask you to please take a minute or two and tell us what you see in your future. Our first scholarship award winner is Tyler Cherney from Boardman High School. He's a National Honor Society member, football team captain, varsity track 4-year letterman, and known as the Boardman Kiwanis Club Kindergarten Easter Egg Hunt Easter Bunny. His college major will be environmental science. Let's please welcome Tyler Cherney. Congratulations.
Thank you. I was a big bunny. I'd like to start off by thanking the Civic Association for awarding me. A little bit about myself. I have 2 sisters, one older that attends the University of Findlay, one younger that's about to terrorize Mr. Saxton for the next 4 years. I'm a dual sport athlete. I play track and field, and I was a football player as well. I'm going as an environmental studies major into college, and I plan to come out of it with the education I need to enter hydrology as a career field. I'm going as a track recruit to the University of St. Mary's in Kansas, unfortunately for my mom. A little far away for her. Sorry, put on the spot like that. I do really appreciate the opportunity you guys have given me, and I appreciate the opportunity that Boardman has given me. It's given me a lot of opportunities to flourish in my academics, certainly in my athletics, and even though I wasn't an artist, those opportunities were there if I were to take those. So I appreciate everything.
Thank you, Tyler, and good luck. Our next scholarship award winner is Daniel Cernick, also Boardman High School, National Honor Society member, AP Scholar Award, member of the marching band, Spanish club as well, and also a 3rd-degree black belt in Taekwondo and a martial arts instructor. His college major will be electrical engineering. Let's please welcome Daniel Cernick.
First, I'd like to thank the Civic Association for awarding me with this scholarship and the honor of being here tonight. My name is Dan Cernick, and I'm a senior from Boardman High School. And over the course of my high school career, I've been privileged to take part in so many programs that Boardman High School has to offer, like marching band clubs, along with rigorous science and AP classes that pushed me to grow academically. I've been graced with phenomenal teachers at Boardman High School, and in particular, their strong science department. They were the ones who ignited my passion for learning about the world we live in and helping me realize that I want to use my passion for science and math to serve others. With a month left of senior year, I am leaving feeling very prepared and confident to enter a STEM major in college. My Spanish teacher, Senora Schobel, also played a huge role throughout my time in high school. And she inspired me and 2 other guys in my Spanish class to visit San Juan, Puerto Rico during our past spring break and be immersed in a totally different culture. I can't explain just how much Boardman High School has to offer. Outside of school, I've been involved with Taekwondo since I was 4 years old as part of the American Taekwondo Association. You can say it's kind of my life. Being called the Karate Kid and having the same name as Daniel LaRusso is also an added bonus. I'm currently a 4th-degree black belt and an instructor where I have the privilege of teaching kids of all ages important life skills and self-defense. On top of that, I recently became a server at Aladdin's Eatery, where I'm able to serve my community once more. One of my favorite parts about living in Boardman is Boardman Park, specifically their summer camp program, where I was blessed to work as a camp counselor last summer under the amazing direction of Karen McCallum. Working with kids really changes you, and not only did I have a really awesome time there, but I learned a lot about myself as well. My future plans are to continue my education at Youngstown State, where I can be close to home with my family and the lasting friendships I've made here, and pursue a degree in electrical engineering. Once again, I'd like to thank the Civic Association for honoring me with this opportunity to be here tonight, and my parents for their continued support and belief in me. Thank you.
I think we're seeing a recurring theme here of taking advantage of opportunities, right? Which is great. Reminders are great as well. Thank you very much, Daniel, and good luck. Next, we have Maria Fusillo from Ursuline High School, a National Honor Society member, 4-year Letterman Women's Soccer, Italian Club, Merici Medical Program, and Liturgy Committee member. She will major in pre-med biology. Let's welcome Maria Fusillo.
Hello, my name is Maria Fusillo. I'm currently a senior at Ursuline High School, where I played varsity soccer for 4 years. I plan on continuing my soccer career at my college, Malone University, where I will be majoring in pre-med biology. I hope to pursue a career in psychiatry after I attend med school. I'm really grateful for this opportunity I have, and it would not be able to happen without the contribution that the Boardman Civic Association made for me. I am beyond grateful for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria, and good luck to you. Our next scholarship award winner is Caitlin Kershaw, Boardman High School, a National Honor Society member, marching band, concert band, Spanish club, medical careers club, Key Club member, and also, if you can believe it, that's right, another Boardman Kiwanis Club kindergartner Easter egg hunt Easter bunny. We have 2 here tonight. What a class. Her college major will be nursing. Let's give a warm welcome to Caitlin Kershaw.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, my name is Caitlin Kershaw. I'm currently a senior at Boardman High School. First, I would like to say thank you for everyone that has been a part of my journey. Karen, she has been a big part of my life. I would also like to thank the Boardman Civics Association for granting me this scholarship. I'm very grateful for people in my community who are willing to give back to students in need in order to send us off to college. So a little bit about me, I stay pretty involved in school. I'm in all the different clubs you can imagine. Key Club and Emerging Leaders have been a big part of my life. Any event you can imagine, I'm there. Karen can testify to that. I'm very grateful for the opportunities at Boardman High School. I know some of my friends that go to other schools, they're amazed by the opportunities we're presented. So I get to connect with people in my community that I don't even realize who they are or who I'm talking to. For example, through the Key Club, I was able to ring the bell with the Salvation Army. And it was just, it made my heart happy to know that I was giving back to my community and we were raising money. And not only was I giving back to my community, I got to meet this amazing guy. We had a good time. It was snowing. It was cold, but you know, I do it because I love my community. I know there's some kids in the school who volunteer just because they need the hours, they need to get in the certain NHS or whatever, but I do it because I love it. I love giving back to my community, and I foresee myself one day having an organization, my own, to give back to my community. So I'm very grateful to be here tonight, and I would like to thank my parents, my mom and my stepdad. and also my dad and my grandparents and everyone for guiding me through this long journey. It has been hard for me in high school. I started out very popular, and then I had to find my place. It was hard for me to find my place, but I found my place in Boardman. And I'm very grateful for everything, from marching band to flag line to all the clubs, the food system through COVID, just everything. So thank you for having me here today, and I would like to congratulate all the other scholarship recipients. So thank you.
Thank you, Caitlin, and congratulations. Yeah, our Kiwanis Club, every year we ring the bell for Salvation Army at Sam's Club every Saturday between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it's great. And we'll partner with the Key Club, which we sponsor as well. And Caitlin came out that Saturday morning. It was the worst weather we had the whole time we rang the bell, snowing and sleeting, and we stood out there and we pulled our hoods down and we had a ball. And people love to see students out there as well participating in those activities. They really do, and they contribute because they see that. And they like it. And we did have a ball. It was a wonderful pleasure to meet you as well. Our next scholarship award winner is Maggie McCallum, Cardinal Mooney, a National Honor Society member, Spanish Club, yearbook, varsity lacrosse and soccer, and football. Right, Maggie? Her college major will be Emerging Media and Communications. Let's give a warm welcome and congratulations to Maggie McCallum.
Hi everyone, my name is Maggie. First of all, I would like to thank the Boardman Civic Association for having me out here today and for the award. I'm honored to be here. A little bit about me. I've lived in Boardman my whole life. I've gone to St. Charles School, kindergarten through 8th grade, and Mooney for all 4 years of high school. But I've been very involved in Boardman myself, a lot through sports. I've played Boardman youth softball, youth basketball, and most importantly at the Boardman Soccer Association, where I fell in love with soccer. I am proud to say I will be playing soccer in my next 4 years at Capital University, where I will also be studying emerging media. I'm very excited to find ways to bring people together through communications, whether it be journalism, film, even radio. I mean, the opportunities are endless, and I'm just super excited to get started. I also do know McKenna Ozinger. She's the coach at Mooney, who I played lacrosse for a few years. So go Cards and go Comets. Thank you very much.
You're not going to tell McKenna I was talking about her brochure tonight, are you? Okay. Right. You probably texted her the minute I said it. Very good. Our next scholarship award winner is Abigail Mitchell from Cardinal Mooney High School. Academic Challenge, 4-year letterman volleyball, Italian Club, and Student Council. Her college major will be biology pre-pharmacy. Let's give a warm welcome to Abigail Mitchell.
My name is Abby. I'd like to thank the Boardman Civic Association for having me here, because I wouldn't be here without you guys. So I'm very blessed for the opportunity. A little bit about myself. I'm actually not from here. I'm from Pittsburgh. I grew up in Penn Hills. It's a small little town. Not many people have heard of it if you're not from there, but it was nice. I moved here in 8th grade. I went to Boardman, then I went to Valley. Then I went to Heartland Christian, and now I'm finally at Mooney for my senior year. So I've experienced a little bit of all of it, but I definitely found my place at Mooney. I'm a 4-year letterman for volleyball. Not going to play in college, though. Want to go for pre-pharmacy at Duquesne. Live in the city. So I just want to thank my parents and my family for the opportunity and for everything. So thank you.
Very much. Thank you. Thank you, Abby. Our next scholarship award winner is Gianna Pincharo from Boardman High School. National Honor Society member, Medical Careers Club, Spanish and Science clubs, varsity cheerleading and lacrosse, and student council. Her college major will be nursing. Let's give a warm welcome to Gianna Pincharo.
Hello, I'm Gianna Pinchero, and for the record, my introverted self has been sweating in my seat a little bit. I've been taking notes. First, I'd like to say thank you to the Boardman Civics Association for giving me the opportunity to have this scholarship and to further my education. As was said, I'm a BHS senior. I've participated in varsity cheerleading all 4 years of high school, and I've been cheering for 12 years, so a large majority of my life. My college major is going to be nursing with a minor in psychology. What inspired me to pursue nursing, because I didn't always want to be in the medical field, is the Medical Careers Club at my school. Honestly, I just joined to have something to do. I liked the volunteer work they were doing and whatnot, and there have been 3 separate times nurses came in and talked to us, and I felt really inspired by their stories and some pictures of surgeries they showed. I know that's not for everybody. Some of my work experience, I've been a lifeguard for a few years. However, I will not be continuing that because I worked at Blue Wolf events for the past 3 years, and I'm currently being trained to manage as an 18-year-old, which is not something I ever thought I'd be doing, managing 300, 400-person events. All of the things that I've been involved in high school have pushed me to be a part of the honors program at YSU. So I'll be a part of the honors college, which I'm excited to be able to continue volunteering. I'd just like to say a big thank you for the scholarship and for all my blessings. Thank you.
So Gianna, we're to believe that introverts are cheerleaders? That right? Okay, very good. Well, congratulations. I'm not sure I mentioned this earlier, but our scholarships are $750 each, and we had the opportunity through the contributions of the generous people you see in that program to award 8 of them this year, so that's really significant for our organization. So our final one goes to Jacob Wolf from Boardman High School. National Honor Society member of the band, symphony, and orchestra, cross-country team, Spanish, science, and key clubs, and Jacob is an Eagle Scout. He will major in computer information systems. Let's give a warm welcome to our final scholarship award winner, Jacob Wolf.
It's a pleasure to be here tonight, and I'd like to thank everyone else for also being here. Yeah, so, as you can tell, I'm a little tired tonight. Anyways, I'd like to, of course, thank the Boardman Civic Association for granting me this scholarship, because there's been a lot of scholarships that I've applied for, and you don't get everyone, and I'd like to thank a lot for, especially because Boardman has been my everything. I've born here, and I can't help but get a little sentimental when I think about it, but I've just been everything here. Like, I've grew up here in Boardman Park. I've grown up in the Boardman public library system. I've been there for every event since I could ever remember, and I thank you a lot. I want to thank a lot for the scholarship that I received, but also just for the opportunity to be here and meet other people who actually care about Boardman and network and learn and everything. But I'm pretty sure you all already know that after every other student talking about how they feel. And a little about myself, yes, I've been a Boardman, I just said that. And I'm an Eagle Scout, of course. I've been in the Eagle Scout program in the Boy Scouts for a long time now. And I'm even continuing on to become I'm continuing on to help other scouts along the way, even after I've already eagled out and everything. In Boardman High School, I've done tons and tons of activities. Like, it's funny because a lot of them, I have some high school ones, especially with all the technology clubs and everything, but I've been a lot involved in a lot of middle school and a lot of events in the area. But it's just, as much as I'd like to talk about myself or thanking, I love this group, everyone who is here, because it's just coming together to talk to each other, even being over a nice meal, because, a nice meal makes any talk much, much nicer. But thank you for the honor for me to be here tonight, and thank you for granting me the scholarship.
Thank you very much, Jacob. And every comment matters. It doesn't matter if it's the same comment from the 8 students, they all matter. And we wanted to hear from you, and that's why we had you come up here. So thank you very much. It's something unique amongst all the scholarship award winners this evening. They all work jobs, every one of them. And that just happened. We didn't choose them on that criteria. We do ask that question because we're interested in that. But they all work jobs outside of school. And that's an important part of life because you're learning really valuable lessons at a young age, especially if you're in a business where you're going to be dealing with fellow colleagues, employees, or with customers, and learning how to please customers. So when you're back on the other side of the counter, you can appreciate what that person is going through. Those are wonderful lessons in life. Okay, one thing before I close, pictures. We do have a fireplace in the room, so it's mandatory rule that you must take pictures in front of the fireplace. So after we're done here this evening, we ask all the scholarship award winners to please gather by the fireplace. We'll be taking pictures at that time. By way of thank yous for this evening, of course, our speaker, you were just wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Wilkinson. It was a very good message. Thank you. We, of course, thank our scholarship sponsors, Boardman Park for hosting us, Boardman Schools Television Network, and Karen McCallum as well for filming tonight. By way of individuals, Marty Bushy, Dan Segul, Meg Harris, Jeff Barone, Karen McCallum, and McKenna Osinger all contributed to this evening in very meaningful and special ways. Of course, the students and the families. We wouldn't be here tonight with all the work that you've done in your households and with your children. So we thank you for joining us this evening as we can celebrate these things. Students, we want you to understand something. This is not participation trophy time. You've earned these things, and you will earn things going forward. So the recognition this evening is of your accomplishments, and that we chose to award these things to you because you filled out good applications. And those are important lessons in life. So this is not something that's being handed to you because you showed up. It's not it at all. You performed and you will perform in your future, and we encourage you to do so. There's a phrase called pay it forward, which I particularly like, and you can find a Woody Hayes speech based on it as well. Even people of that fans of the team up north can watch it. I've been assured they can do that. But the concept of pay it forward is different than pay things back. This evening, you mentioned paying things back, right? And we understand that concept, but you know what? The people who contributed to these scholarships this evening, the people who built and maintained Boardman Township, like you were talking about, Jacob, they did it because they chose to and they wanted to. They were given blessings in life and they pay them forward. And paying them forward is of the expectation that they received it, so they're giving it to you. You pay them back by your success. You pay them back by what you do in the future. And then when you have the means, that you can pay forward those things that you earn in life as well. So paying it forward is a really good concept. And we encourage you to think about that into your future. Boardman, as we have seen tonight, has an amazing amount of diverse opportunities in almost every area of life, including family activities, education, commerce, healthcare, recreation, community service, and faith. Let's continue to take advantage of these opportunities or try them for the first time and preserve Boardman's motto, a nice place to call home. So thank you for attending. God bless and have a good evening.